I'd like to know why in New York City we don't have public bathrooms. You got millions of tourists every year who come, and it's just disrespectful not to have a bathroom for a guest. Now that's one. And then you have people who have a medical condition and they really have to go. So, New Yorkers, and what are they supposed to do? And then, of course, you got homeless people. And where do they go? On the street? To pollute those streets? To do what they're doing on the West Coast? Just poop on the streets?
I think they used to have public bathrooms, right?
They still do. In the parks and beaches they do. But what about the city?
Parks and beaches are in the city.
Yes.
So what do you mean specifically? Can you be more specific?
Well, Midtown, Uptown,
Like where?
Downtown,
Is
Manhattan,
there parks in
Brooklyn, any borough that is not a beach or a park.
Okay, so anywhere, you mean just random bathrooms, just in the middle of
we have
Times Square, so to speak, something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
34th and 7th.
On a corner somewhere, there's just a bathroom.
Well, okay, so you want to know why, or at least try to determine why, right? I can tell you why, my own opinion, because they used to have bathrooms in the subway, which I haven't seen a bathroom in the subway in a long time.
They still do.
Okay.
At some stops.
Okay, so maybe at some stops, but they used to be all over. I think, based on my own experience, that they don't have bathrooms in. I think, based on my own experience, that they don't have bathrooms in, at least I know they don't have them in the subway, but I can guess that there was so much crazy activity going on in those bathrooms. Crazy activities,
yep.
man. So I'll give you my own personal experience. When I was in high school, right? I went to High School of Art and Design, right up there in 2nd Avenue, and there was a bathroom there. And in the afternoons, you come home, going home from school, you gotta take the train, you run into the bathroom, do what you gotta do, bounce out. One day I happened to go in there, right? And doing whatever, I happened to glance over to the side. There's a guy, giving me the eye. And I'm like, I'm a teenager, I don't really know what the eye means. Looking back now, I know what the eye means. Right? And I'm like, you finished with
Michael.
For those who don't know, what is an eye?
What the eye? I guess the eye was like, hey, we're in the bathroom. Yours is out, mine is out. Let's do something, right? That's what the eye means, right? And I didn't know that at the time. So I'm like, I finished what I'm doing. Turn around, the guy's right there next to me. And I'm like, whoa, what the? And so I panicked and I just bowled him out the way, gave him the elbow out the way. The guy goes flying. I go running out the bathroom, right? I think that's a great reason not to have public bathrooms, at least from my perspective.
My perspective is a little bit different. Homelessness, drugs, dealing drugs, and just crap everywhere in them. Busted toilets. That's my experience. But when I was a teenager, I remember there was a story about George Michael who got arrested in a public bathroom. Why? And this is where I learned out about I knew about the eye, but learned out the meeting spot for certain groups of people where they would go to the bathroom to solicit sex.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't hear that story about George Michael getting arrested?
No.
Look it up.
Yeah.
No.
When I was a teenager, I remember there was a story about George Michael who got arrested in a public bathroom. Why? And this is where I learned out about I knew about the eye, but learned out the meeting spot for certain groups of people where they would go to the bathroom to solicit sex.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't hear that story about George Michael getting arrested?
No.
Look it up.
Yeah.
No.
So my guess would be that all of the above, right? What did you say? The busted toilets, the eye, the drug deals, all of these different things. Now, here's the
Maintaining it.
Maintaining it, right?
Maintaining
Who's
it
gonna
is
maintain it?
difficult. Security, because for
I
a
didn't even think of
teenager
that.
going to school, making a pit stop, how do you protect that teenager from people that may be without the best intentions or unscrupulous or dangerous?
I like that. The best intentions. Without the best
I
intentions.
don't want to generalize
Well,
everybody as trying to be politically correct.
Where do the homeless go if they have to go to the bathroom?
They go home. I don't know. They go wherever you would go.
Not my home.
If you didn't have a home.
Well, no, but look, and that's the operative.
And the bathroom.
That's the operative phrase, right? Nobody cares. Like, who cares where a homeless person goes to the
I
bathroom?
don't agree with that.
Unless, it's right there in front of you. Unless they deposit right in front of you. I've seen them do their thing. Like you said, it's in California. They do it right here,
Right.
on in the city, wherever they
of
are.
course.
Because, you're right. They don't have a facility.
But it's not only that, and I don't think I don't really wouldn't describe it as not caring. It's just there are certain things that you can't account for. Someone being homeless, why there's a number of different reasons, but the fact of the matter is, if you don't have a home, you don't have a bathroom, you have nowhere to go. But one thing that's going to be absolute is you're going to have to go at some point. So what would you do? Just like anybody, what is it? Animal instincts, whatever you want to call it. You do what you need to do.
You got to relieve yourself somewhere, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I guess your question is, though, still, like, why don't they have bathrooms for that?
no, but listen, bathrooms and public bathrooms are things within what. What I was saying is, you gotta remember, sewer systems weren't always in place, and people were already living in squalor and living around all that waste because people, you didn't have a pot to piss in, as the saying
right. Yeah, I guess
goes.
that's where they came from.
Okay, you pick the corner or wherever.
Hey, you have kids, you take them behind the car, Which I
And
think
if
is
there wasn't a
different-
car, there was a carriage. The same way the horses drop even today now. Nobody's going behind the horse or taking the horse.
Those Central Park horses, they have bags, they have catch bags.
Do they?
No.
Yeah. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I've seen them drop and they just keep it moving.
Which it was the other thing I was going to tell you. I think it's more your perspective. You're looking at it from the point of view of what we don't have now, and should have, rather than where we came from and what we do have now. We've made progress depending on where you look, your perspective. I see it as, listen, we come far from 1920s, 1930s, 50s, or whatever. But yeah, is it the future where, like you said, they're coming up with bags now for horses? What is it, like horse diapers or something?
Well, even with you walking your dog now, right? They have.
And I'm
little-
surprised nobody's complaining. Is that humane? You're violating the horse's rights.
to drop the poop.
in a bag, subjecting the horse to carrying up his own bag or her own bag or its own bag.
And in the
Horse
old
has the
times,
right to just drop.
Drop it, dude, drop it.
in the old times, there were no bathrooms in the apartments.
Exactly.
You had an outhouse, though. There was
Right,
called
it was
an outhouse.
outhouse,
Everybody
yes.
used the outhouse.
Or even before that outhouse, no, there wasn't an outhouse, but yes, then the outhouse, and then with the outhouse, you had the tenement buildings that had one shared,
Yep.
and then
And
imagine cleaning that toilet.
right, but all of that has to. I guess it segues into what they say in terms of like public facilities, increasing the level of
Service.
service, but sanitation,
Sanitation.
which also benefited us in terms of, I guess, disease, because before that, disease ran rampant, even here in the city, So So
Waiting for the future, Jeff, where we either don't produce waste anymore, or
I think
some space age design where it's automatically, beamed or disintegrates or
to me, the future is a public toilet.
recycled. That's the future of the public toilet.